We are back in action another Thursday night here on the Paper Chase channel. This is the Into the Void podcast. How is everybody doing out there today? We've got a wonderful show. We got a lot more squares, which is always awesome. We're going to introduce everybody in a moment. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're catching this video or this pod on the Reboot, it's basically going to be real simple for you. We're going to cut this thing into two sections. The first section is going to be an MCU reboot talk where we talk about should they do it, if they were to do it, how we think that they should do it. And then the second half is going to be pretty much a comic book market report. So good to see everybody. Missed everyone. So starting with our bottom left here, we got the return of Christopher Clinton. What's up, Chris?
What's up? I'm returning from the last episode. That's it. Not much of a return.
Yeah. And bottom middle, we got a new face to the podcast. Very knowledgeable person when it comes to comics and movies. And we're going to have him on a lot more in the future. Mr. Jono, what's up, dude?
What's up, man? Happy to be here.
Good. Yeah. And then, okay, and then that's it. Kidding.
That's
and
it.
then first, we've got our friend of the channel, Reverend Wormwood, our PD partner in comics.
It's been 2 weeks.
Just got back from. It's been a long time. You just got cruise, right?
Yeah, I did. Absolutely. There we go. Whoa, keep it going.
You were
like I'm still on the fucking cruise.
You were avoiding Barbenheimer. That's why you haven't had a show in 2 weeks.
I didn't realize that when we were talking about the show yesterday. I was like I said, someone said Barbenheimer. I was like, that sounds great. And then you guys were like, it's old news. I'm like, shit, by a week? Fuck. But
yeah, what's the new thing? Saw Patrol or whatever? Now that those two movies are going to get the new Saw movie and Paw Patrol movie are going to get released at the same time. So
they're probably it's probably Paw Patrol 10 as well. They're probably both at number 10 at this point.
Right.
That's all.
Dude.
I've never even heard about that.
I don't think I've seen all the Saw movies, but I love them, all the ones that I've seen,
Love those movies.
Yeah, they're wonderful. We're about to get into a lot of movie talk real quick, everybody. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to engage in conversation with us in the comments section and also hitting the like button. This will the stream and let other people know that we're out here chatting and stuff. So we'd really appreciate it if you guys did that. No video for this Sunday yet, but I might film one tomorrow. I got an idea, so maybe I'll have one out for Sunday.
You better have one out for Sunday.
Did you see the last video? You saw it, Kev.
Fuck yeah, I did. Absolutely.
Some
Won't
comic
miss
hacks.
Yeah. Hey, look. True shit, man. The board in the back of the bags. That's a great one. I took it away from that one, putting the comic backer in the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, those fucking floppy ass bags. I'm trying to do shit all over. Like now I got it right here. I got a backer right in the back of the bag right now. It's nice,
Yeah.
It's good. It works.
Yeah, dude. That shit drives me nuts. Okay, so first topic at hand here. We were going to talk about this MCU, the state of the MCU, and should the MCU reboot? And I want to hear from you guys, and what we'll do is we'll go around and kind of say yes or no first. Do you think that they should reboot? What's the benefit of them rebooting? And then after that, I also want to hear from the chat. If they were to reboot, whether it be right now instantly or after this next phase 5 or whatever, after Avengers Secret Wars, how would you start off the reboot? What would be the kickoff character or franchise that you would stick with? And I just want to hear from everybody and see where everybody's thoughts are on all this. So let's go around the horn. MCU reboot, Chris, directly to my right here. That's difficult.
Yeah.
I don't have this right there. Go ahead, give it to me. Yes or no?
Oh, okay,
Should they
we're
reboot?
just jumping right into it right away. Okay.
We got a lot to talk about.
I don't think they should. I don't think it's time to reboot yet. They need to finish what they've planned. You know, it's ending. What it's supposed to end with the Kang Dynasty. Is that right?
Secret
Wars.
Secret Wars. Okay, so that's after the Kang.
Yeah.
They should finish that, and then they need to take a break. I mean, everyone wants them to incorporate the X-Men, which I think now maybe it's a little too late to do it. I think they need to take a break for a few years, come back, starting with X-Men. And I don't want to see any X-Men from Fox. I think that's a mistake. What they're doing now is continuing to use those actors and that universe. I think they need to step away from that because they need to do their own thing. We don't. Those movies ended on a horrible note with what the last one, not Apocalypse, but Dark Phoenix. No one liked that movie. No one liked Apocalypse. Why are we going back to that? Like we need to start new. So
I don't think okay.
What? Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say I don't think they're necessarily going back to it. I think
well, they are
Deadpool.
Because they're bringing they brought Patrick Stewart back in Multiverse of Madness.
Right.
They've got Logan coming back. They've got Hugh Jackman coming back in that movie, possibly with more actors. Like they need to be done with that universe, in my opinion. I want to see them recast those parts because a lot of those characters in the original X-Men movies they underutilized, like Cyclops and
for sure.
Storm. They underutilized most of those characters. I want to see them come back, probably starting with X-Men. I mean, that's what everyone wants at this point. I want to see Marvel's take on X-Men. And
do you all think after the Multiverse saga, you think they're doing the mutant saga? I mean, that's what I always kind of assumed, that they were jumping into the mutant saga after that.
But no, they're going to go Inhumans. Watch. It's going to be all Inhumans and Cosmic.
No way. Inhumans. I mean, they already made
more of what we don't want.
A mutant. They already took their first Inhuman away.
Yeah. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around the fact that she, like, out of nowhere is able to impersonate Mary Jane Watson Parker, other guy. You know, like she hasn't had that position or power since she was in the Terrigen Mist. Where'd he go? Oh, he doesn't want to hear that, huh? Well, you're going to hear the truth, Jono. You come right back now.
Wait, did I freeze?
Yeah, everybody's just leaving. Well, my opinions don't count, apparently.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I didn't know what happened. My screen completely froze.
Okay, I got it. I hear you guys.
Mine did too.
I hope it was a good face.
My screen completely froze.
But Miss Marvel, like she's, now she's gonna be a mutant, and I don't know how she's a mutant yet, but I'll read it somewhere.
I don't think we don't know what her power is yet.
Okay, all right, okay, but
Miss Marvel?
I think we'll find out in her that's coming out.
Oh, it's your internet, is it?
It's our internet. Okay, so we're gonna have to upgrade our internet. Everybody, bear with us tonight. Okay, so
I don't know where I left off, but
you left.
You want them to start new
Their current state.
X-Men?
Well, Chris is in my position now, so does Chris get to go again?
Yeah.
Just constantly moving around.
What the fuck's going on here?
I was gonna say also. Shit, what was I saying? But I think they also I don't think they need to recast Iron Man and Captain America. Give it a couple years, like
you see, 10 years. I think I might disagree. I think like we need those characters to keep going, whether it be from another universe. But like, I think there's room for them to like still be in the movies, and just because I feel like we want a scene with Reed Richards talking with Tony Stark. We want a scene with all those people together. If we don't have those characters, we don't have those opportunities. Now everyone's gone.
I am right here. I'm here with you, man. Just you and me.
But don't you agree? Don't you agree?
Yeah, no, I really do. So here's the thing, since it's just you and I, the two book readers in the room right now. So I
Where is it? I wonder if it's the Melon app.
Is it? Am I the only one it's happening to, or what?
No, it's happening to all of us. It's happening to all of us.
Go around your house and
when you think it's
everything,
just you.
Johnny.
But what's going on? What's going on with you, Kev? What are you seeing? Are you seeing freezing? Are you freezing? Are we freezing?
I'm great over here. I got full thing. Turn off your phone. Turn off everything. Whatever's using Wi-Fi, get rid of it. You know.
I just turned off my Wi-Fi on my phone.
Yeah. Let's all do that. Everybody in the chat, turn off your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's hurting us.
Do it. Everybody, just take it off.
Please turn.
Okay. Hopefully that's it.
I'll add one more point to what I was saying. Is
yeah.
This is gonna be the greatest show that's never gonna quite happen.
This show needs to be rebooted.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
This show needs
It's talking to tech support.
Turn off AOL.
AOL's still around. And,
All right. Is everybody's aim?
I know the AC. I know the AC is off.
Turn everything off. Empty the air in the tires of your car. Let's basics here. Johnny, I don't have the ability right now in this to highlight anything. So I think you're flying solo tonight.
Yeah, that's cool. So let me throw this little quick slide up. Hopefully we're done with the disappearing acts. That'd be great. But so from also in the pitch your reboot in the chat, leave a comment, say, okay, if they're going to start off. So Chris says X-Men. I want to hear in the chat, what do you guys hope to see for a reboot, whether it be now or after? I mean, honestly, at this point, I think they could take it or leave it. I think right now the brand is so damaged that for them to reboot at this point, I don't think anybody would really give a crap. I think honestly, I think people would be like, oh, okay. They would tune into, it would make a splash in the news. Hey, they're rebooting. But I think the current diehard fans are so displeased with the majority of what's going on. A reboot honestly probably would not upset anybody at all at this point. So I think I think they could do it now. Of course, I think they should do it after Secret Wars, because that's kind of how Marvel did it in the comics as well. After Secret Wars, that kind of rebooted, everything for them. That's kind of why these companies do this, to do a fresh reset.
I think the superhero fatigue might be starting to be happening finally.
Oh, I think it's been going.
There's definitely an element of it, but it's not the sole purpose, because we saw that with Guardians. You saw that with Guardians, and why
over $1 billion made.
You just have if you have a good writing on a movie, like people will come out to see it. So people's definitely their tolerance for superhero movies, that there is no more tolerance for superhero movies that suck. That fatigue is 100%, and now it's got to be exceptionally good for it to draw people.
Yeah, I mean,
one thing I was going to add with my pitch, continuing my pitch, was that most of the most successful superhero movies from Marvel, I feel like we've had, have been from writer directors, James Gunn, Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
I think they need to do more of that. Like, remember, Ant-Man was originally going to be an Edgar Wright movie, and people were really excited for that. He's very creative and original. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but I think they need to allow more control for the directors instead of having the studio micromanage everything that happens. I think they need to give the directors more control, so it's more of an artist, auteur like interpretation. I think that would be exciting to see, and maybe better movies.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Kev?
No, Jono's next. I want to hear him. I know he's champing at the bit right there. I want to hear him. I'll end it
up.
Sorry.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. Obviously, they're doing way too much. There's way too much content. It doesn't seem like they have everything planned out like what they had with Infinity Saga. You have all these shows and movies that are just, you know, low tier and just not that great, and just seems like tacked on stories that isn't connecting anything. I feel like nothing's connected. The only thing that's connecting them is that it's some kind of multiverse thing. We don't know what. And yeah, it's just kind of I don't know. Sometimes it seems like a waste of time.
Yeah.
I still watch it because I love the stuff, but like, you know, we have Secret Invasion just happened, and by the end of it, it's just like, okay, what now? Is this?
Yeah.
Are we going to have anything resolved? Like, we have Gaia, who's apparently the strongest being in the universe now, which is absolutely absurd. I don't know why the fuck they did that.
Yeah, they better fix that.
You know, they have, you know, you have Rhodey, who's been a Skrull since Civil War, and all the stories leading up to that, you know, to Endgame are just kind of tainted now.
Is that true? Yeah. Do we know that to be true, or
it's just implied with like,
okay,
it's implied when he like gets out of that chamber that they had him holding in that his legs don't work. So it's just like, okay, after Civil War, something happened.
Doesn't it also take away from like the death of Tony Stark? That
it does. Yeah, it really does.
You know, right when Rhodey like had that scene with Samuel Jackson, which was great. Loved that scene. You know, I was like, okay, he's a Skrull. Yeah. I hate that they made him a Skrull, because the best part about his character was him and Tony's relationship. And with Tony dead, there's like no point. There's no other character that is, you know, that personal with Rhodey to where, oh my gosh, he's a Skrull. Like, you don't have that moment where Tony finds out that he's been a Skrull, where it's just like, you've been lying to me. You've been lying to me this whole time. That would be a great scene. But
they should have not. The only thing that sucks is he's one of the only people that they can make a Skrull, because everybody else is pretty much, a lot of people have powers, so they're very limited on who can be a Skrull. But the fact that they're implying that it happened before Endgame takes away that heartfelt scene, like how you said, which is a really you know, which really, really does suck. And the thing is, it's like, so, okay, if they're going to go with the comics, right? So in the comics, they actually share the memories of the person that they're impersonating. So there is like this whole side of them, this battle of like, you know, identity crisis, where they start to really feel the feelings of the person they're impersonating. Right. They could have implied that and showed the struggle of him, like dealing with that.
An episode on Rhodey struggling with that conflict inside him, so between Skrull and him, like that would have been great.
Yeah.
Where is Rhodey now? Because I haven't watched it yet. Do they acknowledge where he is? Is he dead?
Well, no.
Yeah, no, he's alive. He's alive. He's wearing hospital scrubs or hospital gown, being pulled out of a tube. You know, like he's alive. But I mean, I don't think we know exactly when. Anyway, I mean, it doesn't really matter, because what Jono just said was way more beautiful than anything I want to point out. I like the fact that he, you know, the whole Tony thing. That would have been great. Like Tony's dying, and all of a sudden he's like, you know, Rhodey's like, "Hey, bitch, guess what? I'm a Skrull, motherfucker.
I'm not your friend."
Or even the opposite of,
you ignorant prick. Yeah.
Or even the opposite of Rhodey finding out about Tony's death on camera. You know, and I'm guessing we're going to see that in Armor Wars, but there's no guarantee right now with any movie. Right. Like, I feel like they definitely need to just show the implications of whatever's happening in the moment and stop, you know, leading people on and like, okay, like, well, this is happening now, but we're going to see the result of this in 2 or 3 movies from now. It's like, because everybody sees through the bullshit. We see you don't have a plan. All it looks like you're doing is just deferring, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the Rhodey thing was totally not planned. There's no way that was
Right.
planned.
No, not from the beginning. Fuck no. That's not
no way.
planned.
Or even if we knew he was a Skrull, they could have used that to their advantage maybe in Endgame, where like we as the audience know he is, but he doesn't let Tony know as he's dying, so he gives him the satisfaction of like having a good death or whatever without revealing himself.
Yeah, we would have spent all this time hating Rhodey. We would have been like, fuck that guy. Whenever you saw him in a book or a poster anywhere, you'd be like, that guy right there. But more importantly, like, did he put on a War Machine only in Iron Man, correct? The only time he wore the War Machine outfit or costume or whatever was in Iron Man 3, wasn't it?
Iron Man 2, Civil War, and
Civil War.
Okay, Civil War too.
And Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame.
And
you know, I want to point out something that was said. I didn't think about Gaia being the most powerful being of Marvel now.
Oh, yeah.
Why did they make they could have made the Harvest only, Thor and Captain America. Like they had to make it everybody.
Who had that job out there where Thanos was snapped out of existence, like going and scraping blood and spit off of stones? I would be pretty pissed if I was Gravik too. This was my job. This is what I'm doing. A little saliva here, a little blood here, and what is this? How did you harvest all that?
You've only got and what messes it up is that she has Ms. Marvel's power. So you only have a select few people in the MCU portfolio that is powerful than Ms. Marvel. One is Hyperion, who is who's like above Sentry. Sentry is pretty much like Marvel's Superman. So you have Hyperion, and then after that you get into like the other cosmic entities, like the Beyonders,
Spider-Man.
and
right.
Yeah, but like no, like they have.
Marvel said Spider-Man is one of the strongest characters.
He's not fucking stronger. No,
hey, I didn't make it up, dude. I didn't make it up. I did not make it up. Look, I'm going to tell you. Look at get all mad about it, Johnny.
Well, hold on.
Said
that.
They said
one of the strongest
Marvel update 1991 said that the
91
Peter Parker. No, they said pound per pound, he's like one of the strongest characters. Period. They said he can lift more than the Hulk if he's properly pissed. Look, he lifted that building that one time. It was like laying on his crying like a little bitch.
Is it like a relative? Like, is it a relative strength? For instance, like an ant is super strong compared to its weight, but I'm much bigger than an ant, so it doesn't matter how strong the ant is.
I never got that Ant-Man thing, by the way. I don't understand that. So he's as strong as a man, but he's an ant size. So when you get punched, you shouldn't fly 10 feet away. You should just fly as far as you would get punched by a man. Not fly 10 feet away. What am I missing here? What, like the whole Ant-Man thing being so strong where he's hitting somebody, they're like flying 10 feet in the air. I don't get it.
Was that in the third one?
Okay, so like Ant-Man is supposed to be like, they say he's got the strength of an ant, but he's the size of, I don't know. John will help me out. You know what I'm talking about. Like they always say Ant-Man's like super strong for his size, but if he could only like punch somebody like the strength of a man, even though he's the size of an ant, he wouldn't fly 10 feet in the air, would he? I mean, I'm not a scientist, but
it's energy displacement or weight displacement or something like that.
Now John will quit. It's only me tonight. Jesus. He don't want to answer the question. He's like, fuck it, I'm out.
He'll be back. They always come back. Here's what I think they should start off with. Whether it be now, like I said, I feel like if they were to do it now, couldn't make a difference in the world. Everything's on hold anyway. It's not like nobody's in the middle of shooting something right now. They don't have a direction. I think if they were going to start it off, I say, because you're already doing the casting of it, which is news that just broke today on some casting rumors, and we can get to that in a second.
Shit.
But
okay,
I think, dude, I think you fucking start off, you cap it off. Fantastic Four, man. Start it how Marvel started comics, with the first family, Fantastic Four, and make it a period piece in the 1960s.
No.
Yes.
Unless Alex Ross draws the entire thing and it's a cartoon. No. Why? Why would you do the Fantastic Four yet again?
Why? Because you have to realize right now, what are they going to do that's not yet again?
Christ almighty,
X-Men
there's 80 years of Marvel.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, but no, but you can't. You need something with a little bit of notoriety to kick it off. And I think now, hold on, let's get Jono back in here.
Hey,
Jono. I was saying, Jono, I was just implying that if they're going to start it off, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, he's in the Chris Clinton chair.
I say start off with the Fantastic Four. Start off like the comics did, and because they're already working on the casting of that right now.
Are they again?
Yeah.
Jesus,
check it out.
Christ!
No, they've been not again. They've been doing it. They've been
they've been
to
trying.
cast people.
They can't get anyone
because it's stupid.
Here's
I
just
think
the latest news.
Reed Richards, his powers are too goofy to like translate to screen.
So,
they are.
That's what I was thinking.
You'd have to be really clever in the way that you use those.
Right. Poor keeps on getting booted. But yeah, Reed Richards' powers are extremely. They are dated. You know, they are very dated. They're, Invisible Woman. I know she's got energy fields and stuff like that. But, like you said, kind of goofy on the power side. But I still think that they can do it. I still think that they can do it right. If they just have a good writer.
I'm sure they could.
What do y'all think of this?
I mean,
I think Vanessa Kirby, I like her. I think she works. I think that could work.
Why Fantastic Four? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be the bitch at the room.
Why not?
Just like, but why? None of them have worked. None of them have worked.
They haven't worked.
They're all stupid. They're a stupid story. They're like, I'm sorry if you're a Fantastic Four fan. All one of you out there, I'm sorry. Sorry,
they're
Johnny.
They're trying to get Cillian Murphy to be Dr. Doom.
No.
Yeah, I heard about that. He's too short. He's way too short, dude.
But okay, listen. Okay, hold on here, because we didn't like. Jono gets back. We'll do his reboot. But since he's not, let me get in here. Okay. All right. So the reality is that like Disney and Marvel are out to make money. Am I correct? Let's all bottom line this thing. If it doesn't make money,
absolutely.
They're not going to do it. So the problem is they try and get these guidelines and movies and characters that they think that they're going to make money on, they can franchise on, and they can merchandise on. That's what they want to do. I have no aspersions any other way. That's okay. I'm fine with that. I buy comics, I read comics, I watch movies. Every now and then I go to the movies and I pay money. That's what they want. They want to try and find the sweet spot to milk my money. That's great. Good, cool. So the thing is, there's so much out there. I feel like we say this like every 2 or 3 episodes where we sit here and talk about all these stories and things like that. But if Marvel's missing something,
we'll pitch it then, dude.
Come on. I think that Chris is right. I think that the whole world is waiting for the X people. All of it. You could literally start the first movie with the original X-Men storyline with Jean Grey, with Beast, with Iceman, with Cyclops and Professor X. That's where you can start. If you want to reboot the damn thing, go back to the fucking beginning. I'm not talking the Eternals. I'm not talking, I know Fantastic Four is the beginning, and they had Marvel love stories and things like that when they were Atlas Comics and all that stuff like that. It doesn't matter if you want to because when you start like that, you can start with Magneto. You can start again with people that count, and you can age them appropriately. Find some young fucking people, bring them in that you trust. Don't get some hanger on from some movie or show that was like popular at the time. Find people like they did with your boy from Spider-Man, Tom Holland. Okay, like he still doesn't have a beard, but he could probably have a beard by now. Like a little goatee or something like that. But this is what they need to do. They need to stop fucking around and start. If they're going to reboot, start there. Don't give me fucking Jaden Willow Smith, whatever his name is. Don't give me any of that shit. Give me some new actors and actresses who are we can grow up with them. Like the whole Harry Potter thing. No one knew Daniel Radcliffe and that red-haired kid and Emma Watson. No one knows who the red-haired kid is now. Anyway, but we grew up with them. If you admit to watching Harry Potter, but we grew up with them, we watched them get older, and therefore we had emotional investment in them. The problem is all these universes keep fucking rebooting everything. DC, I don't need to see Batman fall down a fucking tunnel one more time, Sorry.
DC is. I think James Gunn just made the biggest. Well, we don't know yet for sure the details on this, but I think he just kind of fucked up with Gal Gadot. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
With Gal Gadot now being in talks of Wonder Woman. So basically what James Gunn has done, he's rebooted the DC. He's kept Peacemaker. He might be keeping Gal Gadot. He's starting to keep Sasha Calle as Supergirl, and all these other people. So basically, but he shouldn't keep anybody. He should if he's gonna, he should just reboot the damn thing. Because right now it looks like a fucking, Henry Cavill just got kicked out of a party, and they're calling it a reboot. Like you're just keeping people you like Gal Gadot. If she's involved in Wonder Woman. She maybe as a producer or maybe an overseer just because she's played the character. But dude, he's kept so many people from DC. People are like, this is not a reboot. This is just you coming and firing Henry Cavill. This is what it is.
DC needs to go with Teen Titans. They need to stop talking about the old people and just go with Teen Titans.
It's on HBO.
No, I know, but I'm saying is like if you're talking like go someplace else, not just because I just read Teen Titans. I did, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, like there's
I like his Howling Commandos idea.
That would be cool.
I mean, not Howling Commandos, Creature Commandos.
Oh, I thought you were Nick Fury. I was like, give me old Nick Fury with the eye patch, and he's just pissed all the time.
You know who would be a good Wonder Woman is y'all probably didn't see the new Mission Impossible, but the girl in that, she was Peggy Carter in Captain America. She's in the new Mission Impossible.
Haley
Atwell.
Yeah,
she's a
watching that movie, I could see her playing Wonder Woman. Watching the new Mission Impossible.
Again,
but that's a mistake to keep Gal Gadot for sure.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful. Let's see. Saint615 says Deadpool 4 Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Best reboot. Have the Watcher intro the next movie. Start the whole thing again. Yeah, I would love that. I would love for Deadpool. I think you mean 3, right? The one that they're doing right now, but it's already written, unfortunately. But
no, do another one.
But it is supposed to be. This is supposed to be Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. Is kind of the inspiration for this. But he's killing the Fox universe. And so, Chris, I think that's kind of like a little bit addresses your gripe with it, because his job in this next movie is to literally go into their universe, the Fox universe, and dismantle the entire thing, usher in the characters into the MCU, and then hopefully they can do them right.
Yeah, if that's their plan, then
I think that is.
How stuffy are these people, though? I mean, like. Again, let me. I actually just enlarged the screen, so I see this kid next to Vanessa Kirby. That's the guy from Stranger Things, right?
Yeah,
it is.
Dude, like, why?
They're trying to find him other work.
That's what I'm getting at. Like what? Like look, you had a good time, man. I hope in Halloween for the next 5 years you dress like that guy, doing your thing. And I'm sure he's a wonderful human being and a great person and talented.
He's a great actor. He's a phenomenal actor.
And then some people just drink the fucking
phenomenal actor. He's a phenomenal actor.
I think Fantastic Four could work. It's got to be a very specific tone, though.
He's going to be Johnny Storm.
The idea of setting it in the 60s, but the movie has to have a very specific tone that is sort of light and campy and fun. I think if they can do that, it could work.
But they won't.
And maybe even the X-Men should be period pieces too. Like they said in the comics, 80s, 90s,
X-Men in the 80s, I would love. That's when the majority of Claremont's run.
And that's when a lot of that's when a lot of the storylines were relevant to the time.
Right, right. I would love X-Men in the 80s. Give it to me all day.
Stay away from Phoenix. Come back with, hear me out. Come back with Arcade Murder World, something like that. Something cool, like something big time. People love Ready Player One, Ready Player One, Ready Player Two. Is that out yet? No, Ready Player One. They love that stuff. Ready Player Two's out there? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I read the book. Is there a player 2? I don't know.
I don't know. I read the book. I read the book too. I don't remember if
I don't think a movie's out. But
okay,
but I mean,
not.
like, so again, you know, like if you want to make money and you have to do it on a grand Marvel scale, I mean, that's something. But stay away from Phoenix. You know, like stay away from that. I mean, there's, and by the way, like, why all these universes are kind of languishing a little bit like that. You have comic books out there on like the indie market. I don't really consider Image to be an indie market, but Image has a ton of stuff out there that could be done as like movies and shows and things like that. And they're just kind of slowly eking them out, and they're all good. You know, I mean, you've got what The Boys is part of what now? That's DC. Is that DC? Is the Boys DC? Yeah.
No.
What is The Boys?
No, The Boys is it Hamilton Comics? Maybe
no, they're part of
The Boys are Dynamite
okay.
Comics.
You know, and look, how good is that? You know, like the boys are great. You know, I mean,
amazing.
Look, Invincible was a great show from Image right there, and there's some other things coming out. But I mean,
did you watch the Adam Eve?
I watched 30 minutes of it. It's cool because look, I know everything about Invincible, but I didn't know her backstory. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, so John is probably dying over there right now because we're talking about Invincible. But
yeah, he said he's trying to join in.
He said he is in the Chris Clinton chair. See, like now you're in the middle. Now you've moved up, Chris.
Said I've graduated.
He said he clicked the link again. I mean, hold on. Let me do this real quick. Y'all talk. I'm gonna try to add him. I'm gonna try to send him another link.
Yeah.
Link.
I think that's something that like the people are just keep missing is like, okay, so we're all fans here. You're fans. I'm a fan. All people in the chat are fans and things like that. And that's great. So we want to just see something that's good. But I think that let's just say with Marvel and DC, they want things that are going to make you like your eyes like light up because it's so bombastic, or they want to make you cry. Every one of these movies wants to find a way to like make you cry, and you don't have to fucking cry, you know, but they're also missing the mark by then making, when they don't want you to cry, they're trying to make it so campy and corny that you just don't know how you're supposed to feel. I think that the idea that Endgame was so intense, it shot its load all over everybody in the movie theater.
Can I recommend something? Can I recommend something that everybody listening, if they've never seen this yet? If you ever want to watch Endgame, watch Kevin Smith describe the movie Endgame. Go to Kevin Smith's YouTube channel, and he basically talks out his experience of watching the Endgame movie and his passion behind it and the way he describes it. It's like re-seeing it all over again through a different set of eyes, and it's amazing. He cries multiple times in talking about it. It's great.
He cries a lot now.
I want to get wasted and watch Endgame and then film myself. I feel like it'd be the same experience because I remember in the theater when they all came through the portals, I was like, and I was like, I didn't do that on the outside. It was on the inside. But yeah, man, it's like all my childhood just popping in. It was just really, really a cool thing, you know. But I mean, I think that everybody just keeps looking for these emotional high points now that they can't. You know, everybody has to almost die. Like even in Quantumania, like Ant-Man almost dies. Like, stop fucking with me. He's not going to die. His kid's not going to die. Janet Van Dyne's not going to die. You're not going to kill that Michelle Pfeiffer. Stop. You know, like have a story. Let it be episodic. Let me want more. There was a movie that just came out called Across the Spider-Verse that did just that. It didn't end with some sort of like death or crying and shit like that. It ended with fucking Miles Morales clicking his fingers, and the fucking movie stopped. And you went, oh, what? You didn't feel ripped off. You felt like you had a great time. There he is.
All right. Hey. All right.
We're talking about
Is still talking? Is Kev still talking?
No, we were just about to wrap it up.
All right.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
I'm just finishing my pitch.
I'll be way over here. I'll be over here.
No, go on, please.
Ahead, no. Go. You got cut short.
John's proposing that we start with Fantastic Four.
All right. So
if done
I kind of just vented about Secret Invasion, but all right. So my reboot is definitely start with Fantastic Four in the 60s. Fantastic Four #1, have them fight Mole Man. At the end, you have them be interdimensional travelers where they end up going to a universe with the X-Men. So you have these two big groups that we haven't seen yet Fantastic Four and X-Men, and you play off of that, and then later bring in Avengers and all that stuff. That's what I think.
This motherfucker took Reboot to the right. He said reboot it all the way down to the beginning. Okay. Mole Man.
So they're from the 60s, and then they probably end up going to, I don't know, maybe like the early X-Men stuff or whatever.
I'm with you, brother.
Hey, yeah. But
okay.
In Fantastic Four, I would love if they did early Daily Bugle with Ben Urich as a starting reporter, reporting on Fantastic Four and everything that's happening. Then later down.
Continue. I can still hear you.
Jesus Christ. Hold on. Is it
the
in the end, it's Into the Void, man. This is what we do, bro. Later on, you find out this is like really like this is like an Andy Kaufman thing we're doing, and we meant to do this the entire time.
So later on down the line, you have the payoff with Jameson getting a Daily Bugle, Ben Urich struggling with adapting to his new,
Wait, hold on. The last thing I heard was Mole Man. Now you're like J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah. So what I was saying was you have the Fantastic Four, and in that you have a young Ben Urich starting reporter who's reporting on all this, and you see all these events from a different point of view, just like the Marvels.
Yeah.
And then later down the line, you get the older Ben Urich who wants to do things the old way, tell the truth. And you have Jameson coming in and everybody just kind of like, no, this is what we're just, slamming everybody. Everybody's a menace.
Right.
I don't know.
And then Daredevil shows up.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh, sure.
I'm trying to find Chris.
But I mean, also there's many things, with that. Also, I think they should explore more of the magic stuff. I think they need to have a Strange Academy.
Absolutely.
I think they need to have something like that.
That would be amazing. But
amazing.
Here's one of the benefits about starting out with Fantastic Four. You can plant the seed of the biggest villain in comic history, which is Dr. Doom. You can plant that seed from jump.
I'm praying for him.
Yeah.
I want him so bad.
Completely frozen.
Are you?
But
try going to the link again.
I want.
Let me know. Hey, text me if you don't have the link.
Dr. Doom. Does everybody want Dr. Doom?
Yeah.
A sorcerer, Dr. Doom.
And guess what else Dr. Doom has? Magic.
Yeah, we want him to be like Sorcerer Supreme style Dr. Doom.
Oh, you're talking infamous Iron Man? I loved infamous Iron Man.
What about complete reboot? You start off with a series about Cynthia Von Doon in witchcraft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally.
What about that? That'd be crazy.
Listen.
Crazy.
Jumping around here a little bit. So speaking of like Image Comics, so I'm a Transformers fan, and currently right now, and John can talk on this one. There's a book called Void Rivals that came out, and it was a secret, kind of not well kept secret, but and again, all credit goes to John because he's the one that turned me on to it. But Void Rivals is about these two warring worlds, and these two people crash on a planet, blah 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 blah. Anyway, like they're stranded, they can't get off the planet. They're looking for things to fix a ship. Like they have enough resources to fix one ship to get off the planet. Well, as they're searching around, they come across this big metal hunk in the ground, and they're like, "Well, what is this? Looks like an old burned out ship." So they go up to it. They somehow power it on, and when they power it on, it turns into Jetfire, one of the Autobots, in like a random comic. And he's like, "What am I doing here?" And he like takes off and flies away. He just flies away in this Void Rivals.
So random.
And then at the end of the book,
cool.
Robert Kirkman says like, "Okay, cat's out of the bag." He's like, in Image Comics, I'm doing the Void Rivals, but in September over in Skybound, I'm going to be starting something called the Energon Universe, which is a complete universe involving all Transformers and G.I. Joes together. I'm beyond stoked for that whole thing. But
nice.
Isn't Larry Hama going to be doing G.I. Joe? Because I mean, you can't have anybody else do it.
He's the old writer, isn't he? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's been writing it for I don't know how like a ridiculous amount of time since the beginning.
So, like I said, like speaking about universes and starting off like that, I mean, like it was something like with that. It's super cool that it's like taking place in one universe and going to its own universe. You know, it's starting off on an Image and going to Skybound, which Robert Kirkman owns. You know, and I can't remember why I started talking about this, but it was a point. What was the reason? I don't remember. Oh, well, continue.
Other labels.
Cynthia Von Dune series coming to Disney Plus.
Yeah, dude, Strange Academy Disney Plus show.
That would be
to happen.
It would be that would be so good. That would be so amazing.
I mean, yeah.
Can't wait for the Echo show. That should be good.
Said no one ever.
I like Echo as a character. I like
Does
Echo
she need a whole show? Does she need a whole show?
No.
Did I need Kingpin in a Hawaiian shirt? No, I didn't need that either. You know,
she didn't. She didn't need her own show, but they did it. Now they're just getting rid of it all at once. Smartest move they can make for the shit show that they're in. You know, is just get rid of it. You don't want that bad publicity week after week, so just dump it all out now.
Or just don't even air it.
They could Batgirl it. You know,
they could Batgirl it.
I wanted to see Batgirl. Is there like a way on the dark web someplace to see Batgirl?
No way. They got like rid of all the film, didn't they?
Can you do that? No one does
that. Sure
didn't like somewhere. The studio get like or something like that? I don't know.
Maybe they'll release it one day.
There's no way. But look, if you the movie we should all go find is Fantastic Four 1994. That one. Has anybody seen that one?
Yeah,
I went to the director of that one was at the New Orleans Comic Con like maybe 3 years ago.
Is that Roger Corman, right?
He produced it. But the director is this. I think he lives here in New Orleans. Actually, I'm not positive, but this guy named Ole.
Oh my God! Can we go on the streets?
I ended up watching a documentary about the making of that movie.
I would love to see a documentary on that.
It was pretty interesting. The Thing, like the animatronics for the Thing, were
that doesn't look
pretty
bad.
sweet. It was pretty sweet.
But
I mean, kind of similar to like
Reed Richards
TMNT kind of thing.
His hand going through the limo at the end, and it's just like a puppet arm.
Dude, what? I want to see this. I wonder. Is it since we live here? Can we like maybe go on the streets and find this guy? Is this like a thing? Maybe.
I don't know if he lives here, but I think he's here often.
I want to find him. My battery's not charging this thing. Hold on a second here.
But so what was? Did Kevin do his pitch already, or what?
The reboot.
I'm assuming it's all X-Men.
Yeah, I think it's X-Men.
Listen. We could do fucking Galactus and Silver Surfer shit, couldn't we? I mean, that would be cool. I mean, does anybody agree with that?
Have a special presentation Silver Surfer lined up? Wasn't that the idea?
They do. Yeah, they do.
That's a great idea.
They do have that.
I think.
Yeah, I like those. I think those special presentations are great. Werewolf by Night was phenomenal. I think it's because they're so. I think their flaw is that they're intentionally not made to be part of the bigger scheme. So in that respect, they don't have producers and studios hovering over the directors. So for instance, like Werewolf by Night was like, hey, we're gonna do a fun little Halloween thing. Go for it. Do whatever you want. And we get the artist going through with his vision, and you get something great like Werewolf by Night. And everybody's like, fuck yeah, that's what we want. That's great. It's like, well, that's because that wasn't meant to be part of the bigger thing. So there were less eyes and manipulation going on in the post-production of that, you know?
Do y'all ever watch the like behind the scenes stuff on Disney Plus about like the making of those? The Werewolf by Night one was really cool.
It was.
That dude's just like was super passionate about that project.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool.
It's great.
It was the perfect way to do that movie.
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't? It's amazing. It's really, really good.
It's a beautiful Christmas movie.
But yeah. So Kev, what's your pitch for Reboot X-Men?
Hear me out. You guys ever heard of the Power Pack before?
Yes.
Let's just start over with Power Pack and fuck it. No, I mean, I think as I was saying before is they're going to go where the money is, you know. And I'm just tired of seeing again, like the thing I always come back to is Batman falling down that damn cave every time, every movie, all the time. You know, there's so much. There's so much, man. There's so much like
those those pearls hitting that.
Yeah. I mean, again, the gun to the fucking neck. Yeah. There's so much. I mean, God, the shit the stuff that I read, I mean, like, just looking around right here. I mean, there's like, God, there's so much stuff.
Dude, I want a single Flashpoint Batman movie. A one-off, not connected to anything. Bruce Wayne dies in the alley. Thomas Wayne is freaking is Batman.
With Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Wayne. Yes, and Martha Wayne is the Joker.
Well, he was the dad, wasn't he? He was the dad in one of those movies, wasn't he? Yeah.
I just want one movie telling that story, and it can end how it ends in the comics, and it'd be extremely tragic. I think it'd be amazing. Amazing.
Agreed.
And it doesn't look. It doesn't have to end. It doesn't have to end like uplifting. Let it end like shitty. There's some movies out there that end like you go like.
I know things don't always have to come back together.
No, they don't. Thomas Wayne's story is tragic on that universe for sure, no doubt. His wife is the Joker. Fuck, that's a story right there, and it doesn't have to end uplifting. Or you can feel sorry for them because at the end they die, and at the end they're having like their reckoning while they're laying in a pool of blood. Like it doesn't. You could just have one where people are bad and they end up bad. They just end it with them being bad. You can feel that emotion in a movie if you want.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, what's going on with the chat? Let's see. Fingers and Toes says Fantastic Four 1994 is watchable on YouTube. Okay. They're not
nice.
All right, we can watch that later. Brain Trust Studios is the channel that has it. Let's see. Okay.
Viewing party at my house. Come on, let's go, guys.
The only thing I'm like worried about with them bringing in the X-Men is that they're going to try to do way too much. And they need to keep it small and contained. Otherwise, it's going to be the same. Just
are you talking about like right now, or ever in the future?
In the future, yeah. It just in the future. Whenever they end up, whenever they do, I feel like they're just going to throw so many characters at us, and it's just like this is. Yeah, it's too much.
Logan can have his own trilogy. Logan can have his entire own trilogy.
That's a whole other thing. I don't
family.
But that's a whole nother thing. Can we not have Logan be the center of everything going forward with X-Men?
Sure, no, it's right. Yeah, I mean,
he needs to be a side character for sure. We've seen him enough, I think. Cyclops definitely in the front.
Listen, yeah, he is the leader of the X-Men that just was never a leader ever on screen.
James Marsden was such a good cast at the time for him.
I know they just didn't use him right.
He was a good-looking dude. Yeah, he was a good-looking dude who like he fit the role perfectly. He looked great as Cyclops, and he never got going on it. And that was a shame. And to Jono's point, I think that if they do the X-Men, they should start with a small team of X-Men starting. What is the very first villain the X-Men fought? It wasn't Krakoa. It was like, what was like their very first villain? Does anybody know? Chat, anybody?
Magneto.
Yeah. Was it?
Magneto. Okay. He's on the cover of X-Men 1.
Okay. Big fan. I'm a big fan.
Hold on. Magneto. He's on the cover of X-Men 1.
Nope. Oh, okay.
Isn't it? Am I mistaken on that?
Sorry about that.
Pretty sure.
X-Men 1 Magneto. Okay, so but do you start with Magneto, or do you do like the small team of like?
Think so.
Yeah, you do tease something at the end of the first movie.
I think you do more of like a government type thing.
And end of the first movie, Moira McTaggart births her son, Proteus.
When we find out that Moira McTaggart is like the Omega level mutant of all time, later on. What a good story that is.
Did you read Hellfire Gala?
No. No. Do I need to? Oh God, dude, I don't know.
Well, yeah, you need to.
But dude, all things Moira McTaggart, I'm all in. I actually want to find her her first book. I keep seeing it, but it's still too pricey right now. But God, are you about to go get it? The way you stood up, I thought you were about to grab it off the shelf.
Yeah, you miss?
Yeah. No, I mean Johnny and Chris. So like the Marvel, the what Marvel's done recently, they've made Moira McTaggart not recently, but I mean, like, she is now a Omega level mutant that she cannot die. She dies, or when she does die, she remembers everything.
She's always been that.
They retconned
Moira's always been that. When did they retcon that?
Powers of X, House of X.
Yeah, that was like the first. That was like the first Power or House of X or whatever.
Yeah, no, she was always just like the really Irish sounding like lab lady / doctor that always brought like hurting people to, and her and Banshee were just like oi oi oi, you know, all the time. They just spoke a really thick Irish dialect to each other, and then apparently like Xavier and her were like a couple, but then who did she have a kid with? Who's Proteus to her? Like who she had that baby with?
Who was it? It was that dude,
Legion is. Who are the parents of Legion? It's Charles Xavier and who else? Is that? I thought that was Moira McTaggart, wasn't it? I expect an answer from you, Chris.
I don't think so.
What's that?
Moira McTaggart had the ability to reincarnate in the Claremont's run.
No.
Yes.
I've never
No.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
There's no way I need proof.
Okay,
There's no
let's
way.
Google it.
No, she came around in her Powers of House of X when it starts out with her like walking up to a bench and Charles Xavier's sitting on it and she like befriends him, but she'd been there 100 times already. You know, she has the ability to remember when she dies, she can remember what she had as a baby.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But that was retcon for that right there. Yeah, that was But the thing is like she is the whole linchpin for the entire X universe right now, completely. You know, like everything revolves around her, which is crazy because she was always just like some nurse in the lab, you know, like her, you know, and now she's like this incredible super being that's in all the X storylines right now, you know. So, and I need to read Hellfire Gala. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me?
I love those covers, dude. Those Hellfire Gala covers are amazing.
The Rasputin one,
it's so good. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. All right, what else I got? Any other ideas? So Invasion, we got Loki season coming up.
Excited about that.
And yeah, that trailer was amazing. I'm gonna step aside for 1 sec. If y'all want to chat Loki season 2, I'll be right back in like 2 minutes.
Loki season 2, the views for the trailer like hit record numbers or something.
Really? I haven't seen it yet.
Like the most.
I haven't. What's wrong with me, man? Big fan.
Well, I mean, so like the top rated shows are Miss Marvel, and then I think Loki's number 2.
Miss Marvel, really?
Yeah.
What? So wait, hey, look, there's Johnny. Hey. So wait, what do you mean by top ratings? What's going on as far as
like,
ratings?
Top rated on like, I don't know, some like Rotten Tomato list or whatever.
I thought Miss Marvel was okay. I didn't think it was the greatest. Look. I mean, we're glossing.
I thought it was good. I thought the ending, it got like a little sloppy towards the end, but like I thought it was good. I thought her character development and everything with it was pretty awesome.
I'm gonna go see the Marvels movie in the theater. I think it's gonna be just goofy and fun enough. You know. I'm gonna look past Brie Larson and try and enjoy one of my favorite characters in Captain Marvel. You know, it kind of makes you feel
you don't
weird.
like her. You don't like her.
I don't. Nothing. Her politics and things like that. There's something I just don't like. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's weird. You know, I just don't like her in the role. I liked her. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's anything personal. I know she's got some sort of politics, but I don't know. I just don't like her in the role. I guess, you know. I don't know. I can't think of anybody better, so I guess it's that.
You don't know what?
You don't know what? He's just frozen in that face. Is it the same face for you?
I like her. I think her character could be better. Like she just doesn't have like really anything going on. You know, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna go save the world. That's it. You know, there's nothing like I'm finding out who I am. But like, I don't know. I feel like the Marvels is going to be interesting seeing all 3 of those characters together. One who just had a show the other one we only saw in WandaVision for 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But is that movie getting pushed back at all, or that's same release date?
I think because it's a little further. It's in like November, I think, right? So I think it's still on schedule. But it depends. I guess depends on these strikes because the actors aren't allowed to promote the movies. So that's why a lot of other movies have been getting pushed back lately.
Yeah.
I just got intel, and I can't reveal my sources, but someone who's watching has just informed me that they have met Brie Larson, and were helping her to learn some stuff on one of the movies, and that she was a sexist asshole.
Now they did film 21 Jump Street down here. So is it someone?
Was she in that?
She's in
Was
that.
she in that? Oh.
Yeah, she's like the main chick in the movie. That was like her first big role.
Huh.
Yeah.
What happened to Loki? I thought we were talking.
I think I saw that one.
We're talking about Brie Larson.
Back to Loki. I like Loki season 1. I'm excited about season 2. Trailer looks awesome. What's his name from
Mobius?
Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Ke Huy Quan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Can't wait for
that.
Who does he play?
They start the trailer with him. They're like, we got this guy.
Yeah.
It's like, we're going to hook everybody with this.
Yeah.
He plays a new character called OB, who is basically like the tech. Yeah. He's like a tech person for like the TVA. But he was funny in the trailer, dude. Like he had like a couple long, and I was just like laughing my ass off. It's funny. Chunk from the Goonies is his lawyer.
Yeah. He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Was that noise? Was that beep?
That's not me.
That's the microwave.
Oh, nice.
Sounds like my beer alarm. I'll be right back.
Yeah. No, Loki season. Loki season 2 looks really good. My hopes for it, though, because they're not rebooting the MCU. My hopes for it is that they start to tie everything together, and I don't think that they are. Like with Loki is the perfect show to really start to tie everything together because, it deals with time and multiverse stuff, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna show the repercussions of like what happened at the end of Multiverse of Madness, like Loki is the show to do it in. And so, like in the trailer, they make a comment of, we have to decide who lives and who dies. That is a huge part of the Secret Wars storyline and the Secret Wars and the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars comic.
Yeah.
Because when they have incursions happening in the comic, they have to basically. You have Black Swan who comes down and she's about to annihilate another Earth that's about to collide with this Earth. So she's destroying worlds to keep incursions from happening. And so that's what it sounds like. And that's what would be really cool if Loki and Sylvie had to decide like, hey, we're about to have an incursion. It's either our world that's going to die or theirs. And they need to make that choice. And even Kang or Victor Timely on stage says, you have to make the difficult choice or whatever. So it sounds like it sounds like it's that, but I don't think that's where they're going to go with it. And it pisses me off.
Right.
As good of a show as I think it's going to be.
I'm surprised they included him in the trailer.
His court case is
a month
before the trailer.
They probably wanted to put more of them in there, but
his court case is a month before it airs.
I think so.
So if it's a guilty verdict.
It's funny.
They can't. I don't think they can do anything about it. The whole show's filmed. Were they just not going to show?
Yeah, unless they cut it out. I don't know.
It's funny if you watch the trailer. The scene where Miss Minutes she changes into the giant ghost and starts scaring everybody away. She looks like she's standing over a dead body. That looks like it's his. So he might get killed. That variant of him actually might get killed in the show. And she's pissed off because they killed him. So maybe they cap on it.
So that's like a way to get rid of him.
Like,
do you think the Kang from Quantum Mania?
No.
Is everybody frozen?
I'm not frozen.
Oh, okay. Well,
Someone said no and then peaced out.
So
it's only when it's relevant with us to talk.
Do you think the Kang from Quantum Mania, who got sucked into the power source, is going to come back and he's going to be the big bad? He's going to be a Beyonder type character.
Are we trying to say that he's Kang Prime? And we got to go back with that. Who's Kang Prime? It's going to be Jonathan Majors. But I mean, are you saying like we're saying the Kang character because there's so many Kang characters? You know, I mean, which one are you?
Well, because I mean, they trapped him in the the quantum realm because they were scared of him. They needed all of those Kangs to banish him there. So who's going to step up and be the next bad Kang?
Right. Well, we don't know where he went when he got sucked into the machine at the end of Quantumania. We don't know where that they were in the quantum realm when it happened, but we don't know where that dispersed him.
Right. So I think he's going to come back even stronger. Yeah. Like that same one. And he's just going to.
Right.
Different.
Well, exactly. Right.
No.
That's
Victor Timely, the machine that he's got on that stage is reflective of like what the what do they call the end, the one at the end of everything. What's his name? It sounds like
He Who Remains.
Yeah, He Who Remains. He Who Remains, right? It sounds like how he described he took all of the multiverses and made them into one. That machine that's on the stage in the trailer looks like it's that type of machine that's going to take all of the multiverses and intertwine them into one single multiverse. It looks exactly like that.
And this is all in Loki season 1?
No. Well, He Who Remains is at the end of Loki season 1. But
I gotta finish it. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
It's really good and I haven't finished it. What's wrong?
It is really good. There's the two best Disney Plus shows for the MCU is WandaVision and Loki, hands down.
I can't argue.
Did you watch WandaVision?
Remember how much everybody hated WandaVision at first? Like, this is stupid. And then
I enjoyed WandaVision. I wanted it to be more, but I enjoyed it. I really liked it.
I would have liked Vision. We could have got her in there.
Did you see some company is releasing like a physical copy of WandaVision? There's like cover art and everything. It's like a steel book, but the actual disc for the show is not in it. It's just like
it makes no sense. Art.
What?
You just get a physical copy of it with nothing inside.
But they have to have licensing rights to get all that, correct? Or no? It's just
I guess I don't think it's like being released by Disney, but
damn, he just disappeared, didn't he? He was just there and he wasn't. God. So look, real quick, I didn't realize that Secret Wars is supposed to be the last piece of the phase. We're talking Hickman's Secret Wars?
I think it'll be like an amalgamation of like the first Secret Wars and Hickman's
with the Beyonder, with the Beyonder and everything like that.
Yeah.
Or? God, man, are we gonna get the suit? Is that what's gonna happen? Are we gonna get the suit and
Wait, you're talking about symbiote suit?
Yeah, is that what's gonna happen? Huh. Okay.
I guarantee you they have that scene written and it's in a vault somewhere. They're like, this is how it's gonna happen exactly.
There's no way he doesn't make that pose. Yeah. There's no way he doesn't make that pose. He's gonna have to do the pose.
That'd be amazing if he did. Yeah, that'd be amazing if he did. But hold on, we got New Orleans Jesters. Any news on the DA?
You did it again. You fell for it again.
But there's a the in front of it. So any news on the comics going to live? How would you read that, Chris?
Any news on the District Attorney comics going to live action?
On the District Attorney. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, Jess, you messed by putting "the" in front of it.
What is it supposed to be? "The" comics?
No, one time.
Bears?
Yeah, "The Bears." Yeah. One time, this is our buddy here. He commented right, and instead of using the word the, he wrote DA, and I read it as DA, not duh.
I think I saw that.
Yeah. He pops in, he does it again, but he wrote the. So you fucked up by writing the. Hey.
He screwed his own joke.
Yeah, he screwed his own joke, but I knew what it was immediately when I saw it.
Unless he is talking about the district attorney.
No, he's not. He's like, you guys take my question seriously. Come see. Okay, all right. Hold on a second. Kid's gonna. All right,
but yeah, I think it's. What's up?
What's her pitch?
What? What time? 10:00, wasn't it? Okay, I'll find out a little bit. All right, cool.
All right. Yeah, I mean, do y'all agree? Y'all think it's going to be a mix of, original series?
I think it's gonna be majorly Hickman.
Oh, that'd be so good.
The originals,
I mean, definitely with the incursions.
But the original's just so goofy. The Beyonder is just it's just a big kid playing with toys like real people. Like Hickman's actually got some weight to it, some depth.
It's so good.
Hickman's doing Hickman's would be huge. It would be a huge undertaking, wouldn't it?
I'm not the biggest Hickman fan.
Doom World,
but I love Hickman's Secret Wars and all the tie-ins. I love that, but I'm not that big of a Hickman fan.
I want a creepy little Valeria, the daughter. I want a little creepy Valeria walking around. Hickman would be good. That would be good.
Is
Molecule
Man
situation?
Is that story big enough to wrap everything up, or is there like another, or is there something beyond that they would aspire to portray?
No, that's as big
as is there something bigger than that?
Yeah. So that's like an obvious ending point.
It reset the
comics.
Show. It was for the comics. It reset the comics.
So that's that's like an obvious stopping point for the movie series.
Absolutely.
Too.
It's similar to what Flashpoint was supposed to be. Well, Flashpoint was in the comics, which birthed the New 52. Completely rewrote the comics or started the comics anew. It was supposed to be Flashpoint was supposed to do that for the DCEU, but then they're just keeping everybody except for Henry Cavill. So that's what it was supposed to be. Had a good opportunity to do it because they had the movie coming up that literally could have wiped the slate clean, and then they're just not doing it. But yeah, Secret Wars is the equivalent of that in the comics and in the movie.
I mean, Secret Wars, if it's done right, my God, man, it could be bigger than Infinity Wars. It
could be
for sure. I'm sitting there thinking about it now, and I'm realizing
then there's no need to continue any of these characters beyond that. Until years later, where they can reboot.
Chris just wants to end everything. He's like, stop making movies. Earlier, he's like, stop making movies.
Are you? Do you have superhero fatigue? Are you tired?
I think I'm starting to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really,
you don't even watch it.
Let me.
Now, I was watching all the shows.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Here's the thing. Why I can't up anymore? It's too much. There's something new coming out every 2 months, and none of it's been good. Correct. So why would I keep watching it?
Well, you haven't
exactly.
Seen
but that's that's kind of the that's the thing. I don't think you have superhero fatigue. I think you have shitty writing fatigue. They're delivering a lot of stuff that's just not.
I agree with that.
That's a better way to put it for sure.
Yeah, everything that's been coming out is just so weak.
If it was still as engaging, leading up to Endgame, I would probably still be watching it. Like Spider-Man was great, and Guardians was. I think everything else, movie-wise, that's come has not been very good. And the shows, the shows are hit or miss.
For sure. Yeah, mostly misses.
That's where I need to start.
Oh yeah,
I'll start back with that.
She-Hulk.
Hey, I like She-Hulk.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think this is doing to the comic collecting hobby? Is it doing anything to it?
It could be. It could be turning people off from the movies and TV shows and going back to the roots of reading the comics.
That is a possibility. You know, it's like fuck
But here's the
this.
problem.
Comics were better.
Here's the problem, because these companies are rooting so much because they need the movies to do good. So yes, it would be like, okay, we're bringing you back to the comic books, but the studios are kind of like, whoa, no, you don't understand. Like, these comic books are just to promote the movies. So if you don't like the movies, like, you actually want us to write good stories, but we don't need to write good stories because we take good stories and make them into bad movies that no one watches.
Right.
So
I don't think like necessarily like the comic books like help sell the movie or the movie helps sell the comic books. Like, the people who are getting the comic books are the ones who are going to collect the comic books. Like, they're going to get it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's very small.
It's
numbers that does that too.
I think it affects different parts of the hobby. So for the general comic reader, I don't think it affects them at all. For the comic book collector and / investor, 100%, I think it does affect, you know, just what people are quote unquote investing in and stuff like that, you know. And also too, like, it might affect it in a way too, because all right, let's say if you look at the numbers when Endgame was at its, you know, Avengers Endgame was happening, it was at its prime. How many people went out to the theaters to see that? So let's say something like, I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Three
everyone.
Million, let's say
Planet Earth.
Let's say 10 million people went and saw Endgame. Okay, 10 million people. Out of that 10 million people that went and saw that movie, when they left the theater, they decided to say, hey, I want to pick up a comic book. Let's say 0.5%, which is a very low number. 0.5% of 10 million people did that. Then you've got, that's 50,000 people entering the hobby.
Those people probably are going to get a trade. You know, they're probably not going to become, you know, single issue. Like, they're not going to go set up a pull list or anything, but they'll get, you know, maybe some, you know, trades or whatever that are super popular.
I would also think
anybody who gets it is great. You know, we want people buying this stuff. You know?
We need people buying the stuff. Yeah.
I would think people would have bought it prior to that, leading to read about Endgame. Be like, well, where's this all going?
Right.
I want to see what it's leading to, and then
Yeah, or any. I mean, I just use Endgame as an example because I knew it was a big movie. But any big Marvel movie, when Marvel was just cranking out blockbuster hit after blockbuster hit, if you just take the percentage of people that go to see those movies, and there's a small percentage that's going to pick up a comic book or go to a comic shop the next day or the next weekend because of that movie.
I also think you need to look at the movies maybe like the comics or like a TV series. They keep releasing. Not every movie has to be amazing. You know, think of it like episodes of a TV show. Like, some are better than others. They don't all have to be perfect movies, but, you know, some can be hit or miss. But that shouldn't maybe deteriorate the entire franchise, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you're onto something. They don't all have to be. Yeah. I mean, just like when you read books, I mean, there's like, you know, right now, a lot of the books I'm reading, they have like there's an arc, a story arc. You know, it's okay. It doesn't have to be the most bombastic, you know, thrilling movie every time. You know, just
it could be kind of like a filler.
Make it compelling. Make it compelling. Do something.
As long as the writing's good.
Yeah, make it compelling. Look, and I can't click the chat right now, but it looks like Fingers and Toes just said. Yeah. There it is. Now, thank you. The shit movies and series have been reached me exploring comics more, and ever since I was a kid. That's a great point, because like he is somebody that you'd want to like listen to, you know, with it, because like, I mean, if he's saying he's really looking at comics more, then he clearly is interested in the source material, but maybe not what's being done. So you go back to the authentic roots, which would be the books. So the books have to be good, otherwise you're not compelled to go any further with it. You know,
right.
So, I mean, look.
I have a friend similar to that. He loves the movies. I talk to him about all this stuff and talk to him about the comics. He will not pick up a comic book. I'll be like, dude, you got to read this. You got to read this. It's great. It's better than the movie. And he's like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but I got to read it.
Like, I know. I was just like, dude, it's there. I'll give it to you.
It's weird though, because it's like two different universes, because sometimes the storylines are so divergent from the source material. You know, I mean, and I was just thinking, what book would you guys say encapsulate beside what book is Endgame? It's not Infinity.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, Infinity Gauntlet.
But that's not how it ends. People die, but Thanos is just trying to impress Death so he can fuck her. So it's kind of, and I also realized
it is. It's kind of
That actually brings up a point that I wanted to ask. Like, should these movies be named what the comic book is?
No.
Or should it be named something else? Like, Endgame was named something kind of different. They have the opportunity to only use pieces that they want from different source materials. People aren't going into it being like, this is Infinity Gauntlet. I'm expecting this.
Look at Secret Invasion. Look at Secret Invasion.
I'm expecting Secret Invasion on screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No Spider-Woman.
Not to maybe like us, but like casual viewers who are just like, oh, I don't know.
That
Civil War was it doesn't. It's just a way for people to, in case they want, because if you're Marvel and you're going to name your movie, I'm going to try to name it something that might lead somebody back to picking up a book and spending money on a book as well. Because if you don't name it that, then it's pissing in the wind.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, how many Civil War issues did they probably sell?
Yeah, they've already got the title trademarked. Right, exactly. Yeah, they've already got the title trademarked. It's like, call it the same thing, and then maybe somebody's going to go buy some books because of it as well.
Or some history
just
books.
Feed each other.
This book sucks.
Where was I got a stack of Civil War books. None of this shit happened.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What powers does Robert E. Lee have?
Yeah, dude. Abraham Lincoln doesn't have a cape.
Yeah. Spider-Man was the true hero of Battle of Gettysburg.
Very good call.
Okay, let's start to play with some market stuff, because I made a bunch of market slides, and transitioning over into that. What are comics doing right now? Not a whole lot. So throw a couple of. Me and Rev were talking earlier today, briefly about, just what's holding value right now. And we were kind of touching on modern comics versus just anything before, like starting at maybe like the Bronze Age. You could say Copper Age, but to me, Copper is modern. It's still modern. Like, really, the Bronze Age is kind of where comics starts getting, a little more dated, Bronze and Silver. So, what do y'all think? Are you guys into, Jono, do you collect any like Bronze Age comics or Silver Age stuff?
So, I'm not like a huge collector. Like, gotcha. I'm not going to, I don't have like anything in like, graded or anything like that.
Sure.
I have books that I like to like reread, and issues that like I have a ton of single issues of old stuff, but like I'm not looking for any value or anything like that. If it's something that I like, that's what I want, and I want to be able to open it, and I want to be able to look at it and read it. But I don't know. I might change it. I might end up getting into it more on y'all's level. But as of now, I don't really have too much stuff like that.
Yeah,
that dude brought this many. He brought all these awesome trade paperbacks to my house, and I'm slowly getting through them, and it's great. It's wonderful. Real quick, if I can interrupt, Johnny, when we were talking on the phone, we were saying, like, I was telling him that I was like, look, I kind of want to get into collecting some more Bronze Age stuff, but I really don't know where to start. I don't want to go get X-Men, and so like it kind of, I thought about it afterwards. There's a lot of good bronze like DC books, but I don't know what I should be like looking for as far as moments in like the Bronze era. Jono likes cool stuff. Like, I know he's a big Silver Surfer fan, and Doctor Strange, and the horror stuff as well. So I don't know that genre so much. So if you're looking at certain things, I wouldn't know where to start. But we then said like that these bronze books definitely hold their value more than the moderns, for sure. Speaking of that Helgala Rasputin book, that I really think is great. The trade dress is awesome, but they want $20 for it right now, and I'm not paying $20 for that. I'm going to wait till things die down, and then I'll buy it for $9 somewhere, or $8 somewhere, because it's not going to hold its value, because nothing's going on in the book other than the damn cover. It's just a cover by David Nakayama.
There's a YouTube video I'm trying to piece together in my head right now about, and I don't mean this in a bad way, because there are very select few. I don't read a lot of modern stuff. I read stuff that's been known through history that people are like, okay, this is an iconic run. You got to read this, right? Read some offshoot horror stuff here and there, because I like horror a lot. But when it comes to like all of the runs that are out right now, the issues, I think not the back issues, but I think the comic shelves are more backlogged than they've ever been ever. Like you go to Crescent City Comics, their shelves are stacked with comic books of issues. This series started a year ago, 2 years ago. You can still find the issue 2, maybe even the issue 1. So it's just piling up on shelves. There's a YouTube video I want to do that talks about where's all this shit gonna go, because the value, somebody's got to be like burning this shit or unloading this shit in the dumpsters, because can't continue.
Yeah,
it's going with the Atari copies of ET.
FET. Great.
Someone had to say it. If you weren't, I was.
Great documentary also, if you haven't seen that. But really, like, and just not only in the comic issues, in our, like, for people that buy runs. Like I know Rev said, for a while he was buying, New Comic Book Day. He's reading these runs and they pile up. They go in their they go in the long box. But it's like at what point do those issues just become like, I gotta do something with these? And because they don't hold the value of the old school stuff, because it was unknown back then what they would be, they don't hold that same type of value. So it just becomes what, landfill? I don't know. Like, where's all this shit gonna go one day?
Room fill? That's what's going on with me. I mean, like,
right. I mean, dude, I had to switch to digital because I don't have the space for all that.
And I do too. I mean, like I said, I read a ton, all forms, books, comics, things like that. I just read. I like to read a lot. But I mean, what happened was when I got that Marvel Unlimited app, I read a bunch of the runs, and then I got to like book 13 of something. I'm like, well, fuck. Well, on book 14, I want to go read it, and then I go to the comic book shop and they're on book 20. And I'm like, you Marvel, you sneaky bitch. So what happens, they only feed me a certain amount, and then they want me to go buy the hard copy. And that's what happened. I started buying hard copies, but then I have like 8 or 9 books on my pull list, and I realized I was just being loyal to a title when they change writers, and sometimes it'd be bad. So I kind of have to I jump around and modify my list as I go. But to your point, look, the second I spend $4 on a book, I walk out the store, it's like a fucking car. It's only worth $1 now. The second I walk out the store, so I have to get my enjoyment. I read the book and then I read it again. Dude, I literally have no idea what I'm going to do with it, because who's going to want my runs of books unless I sell the entire thing for a third of the cost? There's no value. There's no value in it. I enjoy them, but there's no resale value in 90%.
And they're not letting off. Not yet, but now everything's so diluted and everything is just so poorly adapted. It's just like the hope for any character or storyline that's being created today being something huge. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. The amount of stuff there every new week, there is so many #1 issues of all of these different comic runs that are coming out. So many #1 issues every week. I mean, back in the day, you didn't have as nearly as much. So it's just interesting.
Here's a question.
I think we should just keep.
What keeps you coming back then? Is it when you find a gem, then that's enough to keep you excited and to keep you going?
Great question.
A gem of a what? Of a read or what?
Yeah, like why you're saying that so much stuff is coming out, you can't keep up with it. A lot of it's not good. What keeps you coming back then? Is it when you do find something that's really good and that you really like, that's enough to keep you excited and keep you going?
For me, I mean, kind of for me, yeah. You get that one series you're like that you weren't expecting at all, and you're like, this is
Right.
awesome. Like Kev, like I was telling you with that, My Pal Jimmy Olsen by Matt Fraction that came out like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. Like, nobody was expecting that, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So like he said, so like right now I held it up right now in this run of Wolverine. This is everything for me right now. It's so good. Like it's so good. I enjoy it so much. I can't wait. Benjamin Percy, he wrote it. He writes a bunch of things. He's writing Ghost Rider right now, Wolverine. He was also writing Deadpool for a little while. But the way he writes Wolverine, and right now Wolverine is like just wants to kill Beast so bad, but it's so good. And here's why it's even better, because like it's tied in with X-Force. You can go back to X-Force 1 from like 2 years ago and Wolverine 1 from like 2 years ago, and they start crisscrossing, and it's such a good read. It's such a good read. I mean, so like, yes, I mean, I want this. I look forward to Wednesday and going to get these books right here. And then, honestly, what it is I also like talking about it with people. So that's what we're doing right now, and like, so case in point, listen, so I mean, Chris, this is why right here, because John will let me borrow 800 pages of awesome books, and I'm reading them all, and some I like, some I don't, but I really appreciate the fact that this is what he likes and he's sharing it with me. So, I mean, and then what happens is he asked to borrow some of my books. So that's awesome. I'm excited. Like, hey, Jono, come on over, dude. Whatever books you want to borrow, come raid the closet, and it's cool. You're sharing. So, I mean, that's what keeps me buying them, because like I like to go to the store. It's a community store. There's a lot of people there. I get what I want. And for the 20 minutes that I'm reading a comic, I really enjoy it, but it's when I'm done, I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't know.
Is it also like, you don't know how good the run's going to be until it ends. But that's when you find out, oh, you know what? I hear this is good. But by that point, if you haven't been collecting them all as they've come out,
trade paperback,
then you've missed the boat.
No, you go get one of these.
Yeah.
You get a trade paperback.
Yeah. But if you want that version of it.
Yeah. Honestly, when it comes to reading, I prefer to read that. Trade paperbacks.
Yeah, like I'm not like a big collector, like I said. So like I love trades. I get to read them over and over again.
The art quality is way better in trade paperbacks. The images are bigger. The quality is better, so it's more enjoyable to actually flip through and read a trade paperback than a single issue comic, for sure.
Yeah, you have the whole thing right there.
Or now omnibuses, I'm not a fan of reading omnibuses. But
no, that's ridiculous.
Give back my Invincible.
Yeah. You get a bicep workout and read a story at the same time.
But guys,
I was actually reading through Infinity Gauntlet. I have Infinity Gauntlet omnibus, and when my daughter was born, and I'm like sitting there holding her and holding another giant omnibus book that weighed more than her.
That's funny.
I want my Invincible back, Johnny.
So what were you you can saying, Kevin, about you were trying to collect in bronze, because I think I froze when you were going off about the Bronze Age and what you were trying to collect.
I didn't care. Okay, so two things have happened recently, and Chris, you're not involved in them, but okay,
I'll leave.
Yeah. so Johnny likes that stuff, and what happens is, like, I went to his house, your old house, and we were looking at your comic books, and you kept showing me books, and you're like, I like this because of the colors, and like. You're like these pictures are big and they're very colorful and things like that, and I it was cool. It was cool. Like they had like their old books, like just like reds and yellows and greens and blues just on the color, on the cover. And it's more of a vivid print. There's something extra about Bronze Age no
art, and even Silver Age more so.
There's no shading or like intense like color variation.
There is. It's just a different style. It's just a cool older style is what the Bronze Age is. It's just a different art. It's more of an eclectic type of taste. When you go into collecting, like if there's a dude called Sticky Goose Comics, and he does the evolution of the comic collector. Mm-hmm. And he starts off with like the X-Men one, the 1992 X-Men one. And like he talks about like how you get further into the hobby. And like one of the later ones is like you start getting into like the old shit, like the 1940s good girl cover art and stuff like that. That's really, really renowned pioneer comic artists that are no longer with us, but really set the bar for Todd McFarlane and all of these great artists that are here today. These people were legends and giants that are no longer here with us. You go back and look at their stuff, dude. It's so hard to find, and it's so amazing, dude. They were way ahead of their time. It's just a different type of art, like and the bronze is kind of like the last little bit of that. Yeah, the colors are cool. But it's different. It was printed differently. The inks were different. It was printed on different types of paper. Things like that.
Yeah.
So it's just a different part of collecting that I think Kevin's just starting to kind of catch wind of, and you act like, oh, I don't know what to collect. I'm like, well, you got to collect whatever. I don't know, like, why do you want to collect Bronze Age or why do you want to collect older stuff? I collect it because it's rare. It's the early stages of certain characters, right?
Yeah.
It's the early stages of Daredevil, early stages of X-Men. I like the style of the art. I like the fact that there's lower print runs. I like that it's harder to get in high grade. These are the reasons why I love the horror stuff. Bernie Wrightson is one of the best horror artists in like the world, created Swamp Thing. These are the reasons why I like to collect Bronze Age stuff. So for me, it's going to be different than why you would want to collect it,
Well, so what I was getting at is like watching you, because that's still kind of new into me collecting again. Watching you enjoy that, like I enjoyed watching you enjoy that, which is kind of creepy, but I enjoyed that. And then like I like the vibrant colors and things like that. And you're right, bar none, the chase for a good quality copy of any of those books, oh, that's good. And you and I have that bug. We like to go find the old things and see how we can recover them. We both know how to clean. Well, you know how to clean. We both know how to press. So sometimes we get this book that looks like a pile of shit and we get it back and we clean and press it. We're like, oh, we have this great book now. So we both enjoy that. I think that when I started getting these Spider-Women covers, these old 1980, just 80s, but I mean the early 80s, 79, 78, 80 Spider-Woman, they're so vibrant and cool looking. There's the covers just action shots and they're like talking on the covers. They don't really do any of that anymore. You get like, I mean, although I'm excited about this.
We need more word bubbles on the covers for sure.
Word bubbles.
Do you enjoy watching John clean books?
I've only been there once. He cleaned a book during a show one time.
During a what?
Live on air.
I think you did it for like a Whatnot show. You cleaned a book one time and you had like the little you have this little jar. You did something. I forget.
He said he's never done it.
I have a video.
Was it a dream? Video. No, you have a little jar.
Was it a dream?
You have a little jar, the little white clear jar, the white top you push down and it gets wet. It's like a little like alcohol or water or something, or
it's like this it's like a soapy type product that cleans comics. No, I remember I cleaned your X-Men 221 for you. I did a YouTube video on it.
It was Doc Afra. It was Doc Afra #1. You did it at my house, and we were both wearing adult diapers.
Remember that. Mm-hmm.
But then, Jono, when we went to that Comic-Con and you got that Doctor Strange for Jono, what was it, Doctor Strange?
The Creatures on the Loose.
Creatures on the Loose. Yeah.
Loose.
That cover was fucking cool, dude. That was a very cool cover. Cool. And I remember looking at the colors and I'm like, there's something going on here. And then for my birthday, they gave me those Spider-Women. And once I got to look at all those, I was kind of like, nah, man, I'm missing out. I'm missing out some cool stuff here. So I started, cool. But then I just it's like starting all over in the hobby again. I just didn't know what to collect. I'm like, okay, I'm not going after old X-Men because it's just, it's pointless. It's what everybody's doing. I wouldn't be, none of you guys would be impressed by me. Like, hey, look at my X-Men 120. You'd be like, oh, okay, seen it. Who cares? In
high grade.
I just
also like
I like chasing.
Another thing's like I don't I switched to digital because I don't really care about the new issues. If I'm gonna get a physical copy, I want like an older issue that like I like. You know what I mean? Like an old X-Men or an old She-Hulk or Fantastic Four. Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
If I'm getting something like that.
Are you into She-Hulk because of the new run right now, or did you like She-Hulk beforehand? Like
I like She-Hulk before that. Yeah. Yeah.
Just wondering.
Sensational She-Hulk. That's like my favorite. I love that.
Old John Byrne. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Are digital comics like popular? Maybe not as popular, but
yeah,
a lot of people seem to do that. Comixology, I know that, but
yeah, there's a big part of the community that reads a lot of online comics.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no collecting aspect of it, but a lot of people, of those sites get a lot of numbers. But
people use, they do both.
You mean like Comixology, like originals?
No, just like digital versions of comics in general.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Comixology. So Comixology is cool. I haven't used it in a long time, but Read Comics Online is probably like the most sinful website you can go to if you want to read everything for free. It has everything. It just asks you to follow its guidelines. So then Marvel has Marvel Unlimited, which is great. It's one I use the most. It's a lot of fun. Hoopla, we've talked about Hoopla before. It's from your local library. If you get Hoopla, you can borrow a ton of comic books. Yeah,
and then so much on there.
And I don't know. I was actually like watching a podcast last night with Jeremy Sparks, and they talk about Hoopla. I kind of feel guilty sometimes because I don't really step in libraries anymore, but I'm sure as fuck using the hell out of their facilities.
Yeah, they also have libraries also have a streaming service for movies called Canopy.
Yeah.
That if you get a library card, you have access to their free movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Netflix or.
I don't know if DC, Johnny, do you know if DC has a stream a comics website? I don't know if they do or not.
They used to. I don't know with all this stuff. I used to have it. It was like DC Universe app or whatever, and it was before they did the they added on to HBO.
Okay.
They had their own streaming. They had all their movies on there. They had all their animated stuff and series on there, and you could also read the comics on there. Weird. So if you wanted, you could have the comics on your TV and you could flip through it.
It's weird that they don't have anything right now that you can really it would seem like they would want to have something, money's money, man. Money's money.
I'm sure they do, unless they just exclusively work with Comixology.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, let's do this. Let's get into this market report. All right. So, just kind of fishing around, threw this together last minute. All right. Speaking of Bronze Age, far left, 9.6, ASM 129, first appearance of the Punisher. This is a sale.
Wow.
So for $8,899, CGC 9.6. Any of these that I'm pulling up, it's not a best offer. It says best offer, but it's sold for the sold price because I didn't have time to go look up the best offer.
That's
crazy. So ASM, it's freaking wild. CGC 9.6. Then you got Super Marvel Superhero Secret Wars now sold for $400 on the 9.6. But this is different. See the little black Spider-Man in the back or the bottom left corner there? That's the second print. Way fewer of those around than the barcode or the white Spider-Man head. So if you ever see a Marvel Superhero Secret Wars with the black Spider-Man in the bottom left, that's the second print. Very hard to find. And you got the first appearance of Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost, and a 9.8 sold for $2,900.
That raises a question real quick. So that second print number 1, that's weird because they had to get all the way to the number 8 before they released number 1 again. You know what I'm saying? Or they were giving it away with the black suit. You know what I'm saying? Is that what happened? Or I wonder.
No, because the black suit, Secret Wars came out after ASM 252. That's the first time the public saw the black suit was ASM 252. This was just, hey, by the way, this is how we got it.
Okay, the origin, yeah.
Right.
Okay, got you.
So black suit Spidey was already a thing.
Okay. That Uncanny X-Men, though, it's a beautiful book, man. I wish I knew somebody who had it.
It is.
Oh, I do.
I know. It's not a 9.8 though, but it's close.
It's still cool to have, man. It's still cool to have.
It is. I love it. There you go. Here's the Spidey trio. Some big books here. So you got Ultimate Fallout 4, 9.0 for $600.
Is that down?
It is a little bit, yeah, by like $150. It's down just a hair. Secret Wars 8, Newsstand 9.8. That's about as good as these two books get right here.
Do you think that Ultimate Fallout is going to be affected whenever Miles enters live action?
Not a lot, no. I used to. Because you know why? Because I think Miles Morales will never be told than he's being told right now. It'll never be as good as it is right now. We are at peak Miles storytelling. So if they do a live action, it's going to be lesser version. Yeah. And not to mention, if there's going to be anything that's going to get somebody to go from movies to comics, it's going to be Spider-Verse. Because it's like the comics brought to life.
I strongly disagree. Let's see.
Why do you disagree?
Because the Spider-Verse is a fucking clusterfuck to try and read. I'll be honest with you.
I'm talking about like the visuals. I'm talking about the visuals. I'm saying like if somebody's going to go see a movie and say, "Oh, I want to pick up a comic book," they're going to go see Across the Spider-Verse and say, looks like a comic book. I want to go pick up some comic books just to try to re-immerse themselves in that world."
Okay, I'll give
So Miles Morales.
Kevin, I do agree with you with the Spider-Verse comics, though.
Dude,
it is. Yeah,
it's too much.
Yeah, it is a lot. And then they kind of ended. They ended like kind of on a whimper as well. They didn't really even end it. As great as they could have been. Like it's like they told like the meat and potatoes of the story. Like they took all their time telling the meat and potatoes of the story, like the center act 2 rather, and then the act 3 of it where they wrapped it up was just like a quick like, oh, and here you go, it's over. It just wasn't worth the juice wasn't worth the squeeze.
And I don't even know because I've never read it because it's just like it's too much, I don't know. I started reading the Dan Slott stuff that just came out when he created that. And where is Spider-Boy, by the way?
He's investing, dude. He's investing. Hey, you saw Dan Slott bought his first signed comic ever was his own Spider-Boy that he signed. He's like, This is how much he's like, this is how much I believe in Spider-Boy. Only signed comic I ever bought.
It feels like I'm on a sinking ship. Anybody else? Just me on the ship? Yeah.
And then we've got
bought his own book.
He did.
Who's with me? No, I won't see. I'll be in the outside looking in. I'll be like, well, okay. But Johnny, like I said, I hope you sell all those books for a lot of money. I really feel.
I only got one left.
Sell it.
I've only got one 9.8 left. No. I'm just getting that character's just getting started. Just getting started.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's going to be good. I'm saying that character's just getting started. I'm not going to sell my last copy. I'm not saying it's going to be good. I'm just saying we don't know yet.
Hey, in Venom right now, there's every comic. There's a person who's just getting started, and I still couldn't sell it.
Oh, you saw the Black Widow, huh? You saw that?
Yeah, she's just black and red, just on the cover. Probably costs a lot of money again.
No, not really.
Is that
not
in
really.
Venom right now? Is she in Venom?
Is it Venom? I think it is Venom.
It's Venom verse or something like that, probably. No, what?
Might be.
Well, this is Venom 23. I feel fucking ripped off. How come I didn't get that cover?
There you go. Open that up. See if Black Widow gets symbiote in that.
Let's just take a look here, because now I'm feeling like my local comic book shop doesn't love me the way I thought they did. Hold on here. Okay, no. Look, by the way, if anybody's reading Amazing Spider-Man right now, the greatest new character in Marvel right now is Rec Rap. Please tell me you guys know who Rec Rap is.
Yeah, Parker spelled backwards, big old dumb. He came out like a couple years ago, though.
Fucking love Rec Rap, dude.
He's a big galoot.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what... You're not
what Venom cover are y'all talking about?
Number 23. You're not going to believe this. This is exactly like Secret Wars number 8. It's the very last page, basically the very last panel. Stupid. She got a whole cover for that.
Camera. Show the camera.
You can't tell. You can't tell. Okay, yes, sir. Hold on. You can't even see. You can't even, like, this is.
Is she doing the pose?
No. She's listening like.
She's not even doing the pose?
No, it's just like things. She's just like playing with like ooze on the ground, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
But right now there's a book attached with it selling for a lot of money, like the Death of Venomverse. That's her cover was popping up on the Chasing It on Instagram. By the way, welcome back to Instagram, Jono.
Yeah, right.
With the best name ever on Instagram. Jesus Christ.
Wait, Jono, what is your Instagram?
You're gonna love this.
Silva Surfer.
What is Silva?
That's my last name.
Oh.
Da Silva.
DA Silver. Nice. All right. Oh, I'm the one that froze. Hello.
Hello.
No, you're not frozen.
All right, cool. Okay.
No, you're not frozen.
Everyone breathe.
So these right here, kind of what makes these books a little bit more unique is that they're both Canadian price variants. So $1 on the cover on the Secret Wars 8, and then you got 75-cent cover on the ASM 252. Pretty crazy.
It's a lot of money for a book.
Yeah,
it is. These are cool. So the one on the left, I have one that's not. What the hell is that?
Holy shit!
What was that?
That was a howler monkey.
Yeah, that was my dad sneezing.
My God.
Okay, who brought the dog?
That's exactly what that was.
Goodness. That was impressive. I get bitched at because I have an obnoxious sneeze.
Do it.
So you got some Jim Lee, classic Jim Lee. Oh, yeah, in time. Wolverine 27 newsstand sold for raw for 60 Canadian, $44 plus shipping. So it's a $51 raw sale for that book. Pretty impressive in this market, really. Pretty impressive. And next you got Universe X Spidey 1, the recalled variant.
It's like rec wrap.
This thing. So, oh wait, hold on. Shit, I cut off like the bottom of it. He does. This sold for like $250 raw.
Kind of want that.
Do y'all know why? Do you know why?
Is that who is his face split with? The lizard?
No, it's just kind of like I don't know why it's so oh, it is kind of like the lizard, yeah. But that's not why, like the cover is not why this book sold for. It's what happens on the inside.
Oh, Brick Bread.
It was recalled because it's recalled because there's mine?
No, yeah.
That's weird. No, there's a panel where there's some books behind a character, and in the books it says something, I think, anti-Semitic on the books or something racist. One of the two, yeah. And it was recalled, pulled off of shelves really quickly, and hard to find. So yeah, this raw copy sold for like $250 in high grade. Pretty crazy.
It's a shame we want that rec wrap book.
I have one that's not the recall. It's the second print if you want it.
Yeah, I want rec wrap.
Then you've got the this is a really cool hip hop variant, the silk one. This sold for $70. High grade raw. That's one I don't see much.
I wasn't collecting when all those hip hop books came out, and I didn't. Was it like an entire year of hip hop books? What was the whole deal? Do we know what the story is behind them all? There's really only a handful that are worth.
That looks like the COVID variant.
Silk. She makes Spider-Man horny. Apparently, you can't resist her.
Yep.
You know, and she was bitten by the same spider.
He's not the only one.
Oh, look at this.
There we go.
This is cool. So this one on the left here. Yeah, that is. That's it's a second or third print of TMNT number 7. And I have one of these on the left here. Mine's not a 9.8 though. I found it in a pawn shop for like $5, but not easy to find. I love that crane cover so much, dude. Love that crane cover. And at the far end, this is kind of cool. They did Bob Gallery, who art print. They did this homage to TMNT, the original one, with the new one.
I saw that.
That was really cool.
I always wanted to get that poster.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I can almost see that, like in the hallway, leaving like
At the movie
AMC,
theater.
or
Yeah.
yeah, I can just see
It was
that
like
thing.
or like the one in Kenner, the pavilion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God. Yeah, that movie was
Really
dark
cool.
as hell, man. I remember seeing that in the movie theater going like, wow, this is a really dark movie, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Raphael, man.
Let's see.
Damn.
Yeah, dudes.
I lost my sign.
I lost a sign. I can get it back.
That was so good.
Mm-hmm.
What are you, Jose Canseco?
Tell me you didn't pay money for this.
Classic.
All right.
Thor issue number 319. This is who popped up in that Loki trailer.
Oh, Zaniac, yeah.
So or at least the actor, and they're showing up at the movie premiere of Zaniac, which is kind of what happens in the comic. He ends up getting possessed. But anyway, 9.8, just kind of when I thought Spec was dead. This is the only last breathing sign of things that are coming out now, and the book's kind of showcasing people speculating this thing, $300. It's kind of crazy. You got the Purple Rain cover, these things here, this Batgirl one. So here's the difference between stuff that was like not modern and even just 7-8 years ago. The Batgirl Purple Rain 9.8 sold for $133. This one that just came out 2 months ago, Deceased, sold for $21.50.
Whoops.
That's
Lost
great.
on that one. Gotta appreciate them honoring the sale, though.
Print that book. Yeah. Well, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It costs more to put that book into that case.
You gotta
It
think
just goes to
encapsulating
show
is
you gotta-
$25.
Yeah.
And then the signature
You got to
is $20.
know what you're slabbing nowadays. Signature.
Wow. Yeah, if you look at just a random signature, like at least $20. You know, isn't there a signature on that?
No, that's this. That's
No,
the
that's
font.
the title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I look like a signature on it as well. Okay, yeah. So I mean, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Know what you're slabbing? Yikes! You're gonna end up like me with shitty book slabbed. But they bring me joy, you know. So that's all I can
this
do.
is cool here.
That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Whatever makes you happy. Here we go. This is cool. So Fright number 3. First appearance. I'll get to the right in a second. Fright number 3. First appearance, Freddy Krueger in comic. Love this book. High grade, raw, sold for $250.
You have 2 of them, don't
And on
you?
the right, this is a fan. No, I got one.
Okay.
Is that
Nine
Pee Wee
six.
Herman?
That is.
Yeah, that's why.
This is a great fan art. Ghost Smashers. So John Belushi,
Mhm.
Oh,
Harold
the
Ramis,
original.
Eddie
What
Murphy.
they originally wanted.
This was supposed to be the original cast of Ghostbusters. John Candy's in it. And
Is that
somebody
Paul
made
Rubens?
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
character is he playing?
Vigo.
Louis Tully.
Oh, he's Louis Tully. Okay.
Let that be true. Why is he in the background like
Yeah.
that, though?
Probably,
Who brought
yeah.
the dog?
No.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, who brought the dog?
Well, you know,
this is
Slimer,
really cool.
So good.
the design of Slimer was based off of John Belushi.
Jesus
was.
Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who's supposed to be Sigourney Weaver then? Where's am I missing?
John
this?
Candy.
Yeah. There you go.
It seems to me like you're an expert, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
God.
Street.
Okay.
Your ghost life.
That might be it.
Yeah. Okay. So what's next?
That's it for the market. All done.
Good. Which brings us back to a bit of news, or actually, our last
breaking news.
Breaking news.
Our last little bit of whatever, because we're at the 2-hour mark here.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready? Are you out there ready?
These papers just came across your desk.
Thank you. Yes. Hold on. Yes. We were talking about before we came on. The best Batman movie. Can we finish this up, please? What was the best Batman movie? There it is. I've written 2 things: MCU reboot and Batman. Best Batman movie, and why are you wrong? Batman.
Chris started and he said Batman Begins was the best Batman film, right?
Batman Begins is the first Christopher Nolan, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, it's the first Christopher Nolan? What do you mean?
The first Christopher Nolan Batman movie.
Correct. Yes.
And why was it the best?
Well, it's got the best portrayal of Batman in the movie, I like the setup of him becoming Batman. Also, Bruce Wayne has a character arc in that movie, and you get the voice isn't annoying in that movie.
Yes, it is.
And it's worse in The Dark Knight.
Do I look like a cop to you?
Come on.
Because I watched The Dark Knight recently. He can barely get his dialogue out as Batman because he's doing that voice.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's exactly
The Dark Knight is a good Joker movie. If you want to say what is the best Batman movie, Dark Knight is a good Joker movie. Batman is overshadowed in that movie. He's hardly in the third one. Best Batman movie is Batman Begins.
Okay. Counterpoint,
like
Jono?
Case. Why me? You're bringing this up. You go.
I mean, look. Okay, listen. I mean, y'all are cute and your little ideas on what the best Batman movie is, but we all know, and everybody out there agrees, that it's Batman Returns, the second Batman movie with Michael Keaton. Ooh. You enjoyed it more than any other movie. It had Michelle Pfeiffer, it had Danny DeVito, it had Max Schreck, it had like big
Billy D.
Yeah, what did you say?
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams, yes. The movie was so good. It was what's his name? The director, Tim Burton, was like definitely on his game with that one. It was dark, it was gritty, it was funny, and it had everything. It was so good, y'all. Even the princess died in it. You know, the ending was good. The only part of that movie that wasn't good is when he tore his mask off and he wasn't wearing the eye black. You know, that was the only part of the movie that wasn't good. That movie was so good. And Goodwill to Men. That's how that thing ends. It's the best. It's the best one.
That movie is good. I was specifically just talking about the Christopher Nolan movies, but
no.
Batman Returns is a good movie.
When the camera pans to go to Penguin's lair, there's like the very beginning of the movie does a whole it's so good. And the Batmobile is actually its own. Okay, fine, John. The Batmobile is like okay. The Batmobile is like its own character in that movie. He does a little with the DVD or the CD. And Danny DeVito with that fucking dripping black ooze. Come on.
Yeah, he looked amazing.
The symbiote?
Yeah. Batman Returns is the best Batman movie because when you watch it, you enjoy it, and then you watch it again. I know the other ones are good. The Christian Nolans are good too, but they're
Hear
dark.
Me out.
Okay.
I think Val Kilmer, guys.
Yeah.
Anybody?
I didn't hate that movie. I didn't hate it.
I really like Jim Carrey as a Riddler in that.
Edward Nygma?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was okay.
It's great.
It's all right.
No, I mean, for me it's The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight?
I've watched it so many times. I could rewatch that movie over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
The end of it doesn't work for me.
You must choose.
After all that,
Rachel. You come for me.
That one was good. He's like, I lied to her like you lied to me. Yeah, dude. That's, Harvey Dent, the whole thing with Jim Gordon. That was great. That was a good movie. But you know what undid it? He's like running away at the end, and he gets on the bike and he just drives off, and it's all like, I don't know. I mean, the movie was very good. I can't say I can't really say negative about it. But it's not Batman Returns. That's all. That's the only problem with it. Is it's not the movie that's the best. So, all right, Johnny, you're up.
Yeah. It was The Dark Knight. You say The Dark Knight Returns, and it's just here. I don't know. It's hard to say, man. You relate. Certain movies are at a certain position because of nostalgia. It's where you were when you watched it, and how you felt when you watched it. So it's when it comes to like watching over and over, honestly, The Dark Knight is even more than Batman Returns. I can watch The Dark Knight over and over and over because of multiple things. How Christopher Nolan tells that story. There's a constant buzz in that movie that keeps you on. It's a constant like an anticipation thing that's going on where the stakes are always there. Returns is fun. It's kooky, and it's kind of like it's more of a.
I agree.
If I remember, my screen cut out. I remember thinking when I first saw The Batman Begins, like it was like the most intense movie ever. You know what I'm saying? Like it was so good to finally see it on the silver screen the way that it was. So I remember the first emotion I felt with that movie was super, super intense. But as far as my money going forward, I mean, if I had to live without one, I'd rather Batman Returns in my library. What do you think, Jono?
Yeah.
Hey, it's original too. There he is. All right.
Hey. It's hard because I mean, yeah.
What's the last thing y'all heard me say? Because I just vanished.
You were talking about.
You said I was right.
Nolan building anticipation throughout the whole film.
The buzz.
Okay, so you did catch that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah. Each film does something. Does something different for me. I love Keaton as Batman. I love Bale as Batman. I do enjoy a little bit of Kilmer here and there. You know what I mean? I like Ben Affleck as Batman for certain things. Right. I like aspects of all of it, but my favorite is probably Dark Knight because I can watch it over and over and over again. And
I know. I might have to
just sit next to him. Just get in the same camera. Let's go. Come on.
Come sit on my lap.
Get on his lap. Let's do this thing right. Into the void style, okay?
I gotta go into your void.
Get into the void. No space.
Yeah, I mean but Nolan's Dark Knight Returns is not Dark Knight Returns. Dark Knight is the best. It's the best movie. It's the best written. It's the best cinematically put together. And like to Chris's point, what he was saying, like, oh, it's not a Batman movie because there's little of Batman in it. Well, I mean, but Batman is more than just Batman. If you want a Batman movie of Batman sitting in a room by himself jerking off, well, that's 100% Batman in that movie. He's more than just his movie. He's his rogues gallery. He's Alfred. He's, all of his mental struggles. So that's not a valid point for me personally.
Nobody brought up the Batman. No Pattinson fans.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was beautiful. That was great. I would put that above Batman Returns.
Ooh, well, now you're just being fighting words.
Why would you do that? I didn't even remember the movie, but
Returns.
Now I put it above yours.
Right.
No one
I
talked about.
I can't remember it, but it's
Batman,
definitely better than yours. Yeah.
But you gotta take nostalgia out of it. You have to take nostalgia out of it. If that's the case, then Batman won.
Batman Returns. What? Yeah. What? Wait,
you have to separate nostalgia. If you're looking at what's the best Batman movie, not what's the most endearing Batman movie, not what's the most touching Batman movie, what's the best Batman movie? Those are better Batman movies.
Oh man.
Not which one, like I'm just saying.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna all of a sudden go look at the Batman movie and be like, well, Johnny doesn't like it, so fuck you, Michael Keaton, and no, I listen. I will give you the emotion with Batman Begins. When I first watched it, I was like, dude, what is this? This is amazing. This is finally what we're really looking for, and I agree with that. 100%. And then the Pattinson, Robert Pattinson movie, that was good. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate it. I also didn't hate Ben Affleck's movies. I didn't hate those either. I think that I wanted Superman, Batman to be better. But it's whatever. There's fine. I don't hate any of them. I think the Snyder Cut, movie was great. Not the one that was released in the theater, but the 3-hour one was just what a disservice. They could have really turned the corner and like really had a different universe going on if they just released that movie. You just sabotage themselves. I guess that's all it was, I don't know, Yeah. So, hey, look who it is. It's Intense Ewoks in the room. Hey.
What?
Hey. Walk, that's what Jono looks like. There he is. That's him in the flesh.
It's me.
Do animated Batman movies count? Here we go. Animated Batman movies.
Now, animated DC movies are like on a whole nother level, I think. Yeah. In my opinion, I think they're awesome. I think they're way better than live action DC universe. I feel like some of them can go toe to toe with Marvel live action movies with how good they are. But
that's the stuff that you need to put on your Instagram. You need to like inform the people, Jono. I mean, just put it out there. Like take pictures.
I have 5 followers, dude.
2 of them are right above you.
Yeah, 2 of them are in this.
Hey, Johnny, make a little link for the Silver Surfer real quick and throw it across the top of the screen, can you please? So people watch this on the recap that he can get some more followers. You'll get at least one follower. I gotta
post stuff, dude.
I don't post anything, and I get 10 random followers a week.
What's your Instagram, Jono?
I think it's Silva_surfer 26.
Like an Anderson Silva?
Yeah.
Surfer? 26?
Yeah. Is that me?
Is that me?
I can't even remember.
Here, let me help you. I don't even know my own Instagram. Who am I? All right. Silva Surfer. There he is.
Yeah, Silva _surfer 26.
Underscore.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the handsome gentleman underneath us is Jono, a.k.a. Silva Surfer. It's Silva, not Silva's. Nice sabotage there.
Oh, shit.
Get rid of it. Yeah.
It's ruined.
No one will be able to follow him.
It's ruined.
You need to follow this guy on Instagram because he's a very intelligent human being with some cute kids. And he knows his books and he knows his Batman animated or DC animated movies, which you're going to talk about now. Which one's the best?
Well, there's a lot. But I mean, obviously, we were talking about Flashpoint earlier. Flashpoint is awesome. But one of my favorites is Justice League Doom is one of my favorites. Justice League Apocalypse War, any of the Dark Justice League movies are great. Yeah, I mean, they're all, if you have HBO, they're all on there. Watch all of them. They're just great.
Chris,
Green
that looks
Lantern has
way
a bunch
better.
that are awesome.
Really?
Yeah, that's a really good picture.
Yeah, that's way better.
Are you lounging now? I feel like he's like lounging a lot more than he was before.
All right, so here's my MCU reboot pitch.
Yeah.
I'm on my phone now.
That works. That works. Get off Johnny's shitty internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're still using my internet, huh? Or no?
Yeah, I am. Just not the computer.
Yeah. But you are using my Wi-Fi?
Yes.
$5.
Get off.
Oh, I'm so crisp. They're
Look
saying.
at that.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I told you.
All right.
Yeah, you got good color in your face. It's bright. It's nice. Look at that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I should have done this the whole time.
Well, I just remember last time you did that, but it was your house internet before.
Yeah.
All right,
that was great.
The Justice League Doom. I mean, I don't have HBO. I wish I did. I did have it until some jester guy kicked me off of it and won't answer my questions about did you kick me off of this and can I have it again? But DC I guess has an exclusive with HBO because all their stuff's on that. You know, I really enjoyed. I was watching Peacemaker. Is that his name?
Yeah, Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
That show's good. Is that James? Did James Gunn do that show?
Yeah, he wrote and directed every episode.
That's a good show. I've only like 3 episodes into it until I got kicked off. But that was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. I want to watch that for sure, you know?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that show is good.
Good deal. So
and the only thing that's still in the DC universe.
No. Also Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, Blue Beetle, right? The Flash, Sasha K.A. All of that.
Hey, anybody going to see Blue Beetle?
That's what the entire country is thinking.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. You're exactly right. That's what it comes down to.
What a way to start a universe, right?
And then you have that feeling, and then you see the ticket price, and then you're like, no.
They're gonna come out and say, you know what, this actually doesn't count. This is not part of this universe.
What were they thinking? But that's the point. It's like, why take such like
a already kind of been made? Like it was
you heard what James Gunn told. His name is what's his name? I think his name is Zolo, who plays. He's in Karate Kid. He plays Blue Beetle. He plays Jaime Reyes.
Yeah,
and great actor, great guy. It seems like, and but James Gunn apparently told him that his Blue Beetle's future in the new DCU is going to be based off of that movie's performance. And that movie is tracking worse.
That's not fair.
He's done. Yeah. He's dead in the water, dude.
But why Blue Beetle? Let's why not the Spectre? Give me something cool. Like Blue Beetle's not cool. It's alien technology and he turns into he's a beetle and he's fighting people and his grandma has a gun.
Cool. His imagination thing is cool.
Yeah.
That's sort of like a Green Lantern thing.
Yes.
It is.
Hey,
right.
Green Lantern could be
we were talking about animated stuff. If nobody is watching Young Justice before, that show's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Young Justice?
Get on that. Yeah.
Is that also an HBO?
They're doing a Green Lantern show. They're doing
they are.
Green Lantern show.
It's going to be an HBO show, right?
Yeah. With Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner. It's supposed to be like a buddy cop, True Detective type show.
Fucking Guy Gardner.
Yeah, isn't that what they like pitched it with? True Detective in space?
Yeah, that's a very interesting comparison to make.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Sounds good.
I'm psyched
True
for
Detective
that.
season 1, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
That show was so good.
End it there. It was.
Until the last 5 minutes.
We are
just like this podcast.
Up.
I tried to end on Batman. I was like, hey guys, Batman, and then we would say deuces.
And we ended on Blue Beetle.
We ended on Blue Beetle. The podcast ends like the movie with no one watching.
Yeah. All right, guys. Hit like on your way out. Leave a comment in the comments section.
Follow De Silva's Surfer. Where he'll not post content for you. All right.
Thank you very much.
Everybody. Next week.
All right,
See you
guys.
later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.